Yo, what's up, everybody? Back with another video, man. This is probably my most requested video to date. Why I'm coming out as gay by Eugene right here for Other Try Guys. Before we get the video started, man, I want to give a special shout out to everybody who commented on my other video, who showed love, the likes. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate it. If you haven't seen that video, I'm gonna put the card right here, or you can click on it at the end of this video. You know what I'm saying? And I'll have it in the description, man. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you're new, appreciate you for coming through, and let's watch the video.
I've never been more emotionally stressed in my life.
I just worry about your sanity and ability to do it all.
You guys think this is the most expensive coming out video ever?
When I told my parents, it was shocking.
Everything's closing in on you.
We're running out of time. Am I ever finally gonna be happy?
The most expensive coming out video ever. That's funny.
What are you meeting about today?
Today I'm meeting with the Other Try Guys. Not only are they considering funding this video, we have a really strict timeline on this because I dream to get this out in time for Pride. We also have to keep up with our 2-video-a-week schedule and all of the huge projects that are releasing during the summer. I've written it, I'm directing, choreographing, and I'm starring in it. It comes at a time where even if I wasn't releasing this, I would still be pulling multiple all-nighters to get my day job done.
So this budget is a lot larger than you initially talked about.
Yes.
We have a crane.
I decided
You got a
that,
crane?
yeah.
Do we have to have a crane though? Kane is straight up on a Steadicam. He's making awesome
thing
shots right now.
right
now.
Everything I think is towards the fact that this is the most important video I will ever produce in my life for the internet.
Yeah.
And I want to make
Yeah.
sure I honor it with the most powerful way that I can make this statement. And Dad, that involves a crane.
Son, you can have 2 cranes. How does it feel when you see comments, fans saying, "Oh no, he's bi. Oh, he's pan"?
I need to own up
I
to
thought he was bi.
who I am 100% as a person. It's kind of a weird weight on my shoulders because there's so much more I can do as a person who is LGBT but also specifically gay. It's going to be like a really big release. There has been just a lot of concealing and withholding and editing that I have done to protect myself. It's not like I'm gonna be a different person the next day. It does mean that I don't have to take a red pen through my life, mark out or tear out pages.
Yeah, I'm excited for everybody to know what we know, which is that you're all the wonderful things that you are, and also you're gay.
I think it's really beautiful, and I'm really proud of you. And I just kind of wish I were there to give you a hug right now.
Zach, where are you? Why are you not here? Why did I think that was Zach this whole time? I'm not even. I don't know.
You know?
Oh, there he is. Wow, you made it.
Yeah.
Now I look like a douche. It's something about when you have a project or you're doing something that's very close and personal to you, you have a certain way, a certain vision for it, and like money doesn't even, like, you don't even think about like, oh, that cost that much. I don't even care. You know, you just want to get your vision out. You know what I'm saying? Especially like when you have like that artistic expression. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of really personal reasons why I haven't explicitly come out. We hold things back because we're very scared that there's going to be repercussions. I'm not even really comfortable talking about it right now, but I think I'll be able to open up more about it later. But I just know that this is the time. I think sometimes you just know.
Hi, I'm Kathleen. I've known Eugene for a very long time, almost 10 years ago. He was a server and I was a bartender working at a upscale dim sum restaurant called Bao. One day during work, I basically pitched him an idea that I wanted him to direct. And he was like, Kathleen, you know you're being a producer right now, right? And I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm a producer now.
That's what's up.
because this project was so meaningful for him, and to be able to come back now years later where we have a proper team and a proper budget and give it the love that it deserves.
Eugene, what's the meeting about today?
The meeting today is with my core production team. We're gonna go over the basic breakdown of the entire video, how the crane that we're renting is going to move about the space. It is of utmost importance to make sure that the way that I shot this is going to be to the T, perfectly timed, perfectly choreographed. Every shot should mean something. From the camera to the set to the producing, we all have to be in complete agreement about how to deliver the best message in the most efficient way.
And the way that he sees things is so specific to him, even though he has honestly the most detailed shot list, treatments with crazy references, it's still impossible to really know.
Dang, that's a lot. I don't think I caught all that. I know a lot of y'all put in the comments of the other video about like the different colors and stuff like that. I didn't even catch none of that.
What's going on in his head or how he's envisioning it until you're literally on set seeing it. Every single time, like I feel like I know what's going on or like how it's supposed to look, and then I get on set and I'm like, oh, I get it now. Always like 100 times better than what I thought it was.
This is actually like getting into a warm bed. It's like I'm returning home. I have always thrived off of design, cinematography, and dance, and movement, and the emotional interpretation of an idea. This really is the, I guess, exact polar opposite of a vlog. For me, that is like returning home. This video is really more like how Eugene is as an artist, and I hope that I can come back home like this more often.
What are you most afraid of or nervous about?
I'm always nervous that when I attempt to do more traditionally cinematic projects like this online, that the audience might reject it. It'll be difficult to see if the reasons I was withholding was because I was right about my fears, about who might not accept me anymore. I think I actually like doing these types of projects because it's so all-encompassing for me that I can only focus on making this the best it can be. And then we'll see what happens with my own personal life.
I'm curious about that, and I think I'm gonna ask you a bit more in the next few days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kane.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we all kind of feel like that. Like we never, no matter your sexual orientation, race, religion, gender, whatever, we never are fully ourselves around people. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're alone, that's when you're fully yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like you'll let out a fart here, you'll do, I don't know, you'll blow your nose or pick your nose. Like whatever you do that is you, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I think that collar is great.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get the whole thing from the shirt.
Yeah.
6 distinct colors. He looks like the video. Oh, I didn't even get that. I've seen that in the comments a lot, and I didn't even get that, y'all. The different colors.
So we have Ariana, who's doing makeup on the phone.
Hi, guys.
Yeah. And then David, hairstylist extraordinaire. Farron is handling all the wardrobe. As is apparent with any type of queer expression, the styling is one of the most important things. And I really want to send a lot of strong messaging through the way that I look and the way that the other characters look. So that is why the dream team is assembled here. The big thing is that we have 6 looks to break down for each scene, and they're essentially color-coded. We can use this time to discuss what is doable and also maybe the timing that we need for a schedule. I'm dying physically and mentally.
And he did the choreography. That's crazy.
I've never been more emotionally stressed in my life, and I think it's because so much of what is in this is wholly me. When I say that I'm kind of bleeding this video out, it's not even a baby for me. It's literally just like, you know, slice me open and just let my guts spill out. I'm just in constant emotional pain right now. Even in rehearsal, I have to be the director, I have to be the producer, I have to be in charge, and I have to have vision, and people have to trust that I'm not gonna break down, but it's all just like stabbing my soul constantly. Like, I was always so insecure. I was never 100% confident about myself as a person, so to have to kind of trick yourself into being the most confident person as an artist so that people believe in you and they take low rates to come work with you. Like when I say to freak out and to grab something and feel the weight, I want to see it in everyone's faces. I had to sell a vision in a way that felt like it was worth their time. Thank you so much. Yeah. Today when I choreographed, I wasn't even able to choreograph myself because I have to figure this out. Which is why I'm a little freaked out, because weirdly, almost the most important aspect of this is what I do on camera. And it is honestly the last thing I'm thinking about because I have to do so much stuff off camera. This whole week I went home and I just like I don't cry. I'm not really someone who cries.
Why don't you cry?
Well, I cried a lot as a little kid. All the time. My parents told me that I was always very sensitive. I could tell if someone was emotionally hurting, and I think that just always put me in a weird mood. So I was a very depressed kid.
So what age?
33. Now, to say that I cried a lot, that was very indicative of just being a kid who also got pushed around by everybody. Eventually, I did the thing where I hardened my shell, and dad and mom said stop crying, and I stopped crying after I was like 12, and I just didn't cry after that.
Tell me more about that age.
As a young kid, I always thought I was bad. I just thought I was bad naturally because of what the church I was in was telling me, because of the society I was in as a Southern person or as a Korean. Or when you grow up thinking that you're bad for some reason, I think that really shifts the way that you look at the world. I was never in a position where I had enough support or education or confidence in any area that when someone ridiculed me for either being Asian, when people thought I could be gay, I was never at a point where I thought they were wrong. I had a strong belief that I was not only bad, but I was wrong. There was something wrong with me. A lot of my journey was kind of figuring out that I was never inherently a bad person. Well, I mean, you can put this in the video, Kane. I am afraid that some people I'm very close to will disown me and not talk to me anymore because of this video. Knowing that someone might be homophobic, and a couple people could be, and that's hard.
Do you think that's a forever thing?
We're gonna find out. There's also just a reason why gay is such a toxic word to some people, and I think that other words like queer and LGBT mean nothing to some people. I think it's because there's still people I care about, and there's still systems I am a part of that prescribe to that way of thinking. It's hard to express those complexities when you're so public.
Man, that's crazy. It's like he put that video out and it did like, it's got like a lot of views, probably got a lot of love on it. I got a lot of love on my channel just from reacting to it, and so much acceptance, you know, online from people all over the world. But like your inner core, like your, whether it be family, friends, close relatives, you know, so those people that you've been around or seen your whole life, you know what I'm saying, they may or may not accept you because of the video. And not to say that we don't matter, but that kind of like, you know, it kind of like matters more, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like if you have, you know what I'm saying, you going out and you know what I'm saying, you dress nice, you think you dress nice, and everybody's like, oh, you dress so nice, and then you come home or you go see your family like, oh, why you dress like that? You know what I mean? It's like all that love you got from them doesn't equate to the love, the hate that, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Yeah, I never knew he was gay. I thought he was bi.
Become popular online, he really put up a wall and like a shield.
His career has not just been about representing the LGBT community, it's also about the Asian community, it's also about him coming from a divorced household. I think there's a lot of things he needed to establish. He was a dominant Asian producer. He needed to show he was a huge advocate for the LGBT culture. If you think about all the things Eugene is trying to further with his career, all the other careers he's trying to help with his, like, it's a lot. It's a lot.
You're so visible in the Asian and LGBT communities. What's that pressure like?
You know, it's funny because someone tweeted me once. I did a video or a few videos where I was very honest about my background and like self-hating when people just made relentless fun of me for being Asian. And I got some tweets or responses from other Asians who said like, how dare you? You're supposed to be a role model. You can't talk about hating yourself. That's not what we're about these days. Everything's positivity and you're someone people look up to, and you shouldn't talk about having this, I don't know, toxic, emotional, complex relationship with your race or identity. I wish I could be in that place. I wish I could be someone like that. I wish I could fucking just like write an Asian rainbow into the distance. To be a gay Asian American on top of that triples the stress. I just had to be hyper aware of doing anything that would deepen someone else's prejudice towards either party.
Like what?
Being like weaker than others. Because, you know, I've cried before. But when they put me in a video to talk about crying, I was like, I'm not gonna fucking talk to you about crying. Do you think that's good for either party that I'm representing? Especially in early videos, I always had to be like the best at something because I didn't want to be the Asian man on screen who failed. I didn't want to be the Asian man on screen when I started doing Try Guys. Whoever looked worse than them, I did not want to be something that could potentially move the needle in a direction that was not further boosting communities that need boosting. In truth, I am just as broken and as weird and fucked up, if not more in a lot of ways. The pressure of not being able to showcase that, express that through work was crushing. It was crushing for me.
So what are we doing today?
Today is our second full day of rehearsal. I am choreographing and teaching the yellow scene, which has the characters, the boy and the girl. So the yellow scene I've choreographed to be more in the contemporary vein. I'm gonna really challenge myself with this because I'm gonna attempt a few lifts. And I have a vision in my head. It's very interesting because I don't necessarily have the most formal training, but I did choreograph many videos, many shows when I was young, giving myself the freedom to sort of be flexible with how they express themselves and how they best move, as long as I give them the right character direction. I'm allowing myself to let the story speak for itself. I haven't been weirdly as stressed as I typically am. I was really stressed last time you saw me. I think that was because I was confronted with a large group of people that I had to choreograph instantly, and that was the first time I was working with part of the cast. I was coming fresh off of working on the Try Guys tour. There was outside pressures with the immense amount of work I have to do outside of this video that were kind of affecting me during that night. Today, because we start filming tomorrow, I've decided that I need to start becoming more meditative and reflective because
my bad. Seeing her do the, what's that called, ballet in like, I wouldn't say normal clothes, but like different than like the, I think it's a leotard. I don't even know. No, it's not. That's gymnastics. The normal get up for the normal outfit for, what's that called? Ballet. I don't know why it looks cooler when doing it in like more modern clothes. I don't know. The ballet clothes look weird. Like, I guess I associate it with being annoying. I don't know. Always seeing it, you always think of somebody stuck up or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's so cool to see her do it in like sneakers and stuff.
if I'm performing and directing tomorrow, I can't be frazzled. I can't be so vulnerable that I can't then become vulnerable on screen. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm trying to be calm, right? Kathleen, I'm being calm. Also, she put some wine in me on Saturday night, so then I felt pretty good. And then I had a Hannah Hart video I went with, and me and Hannah just sat for about 4 hours and just talked about, you know, how proud she is of what I'm doing. She just said, you got to do exactly what first comes to you, and this video was the first thing that came to my head. I just hope that I can honor it with the actual production. I feel okay. I know.
That's got to be a lot of
people
pressure.
working with me. I know, I trust everyone. I'm just...
He has to do so much. Nature. Yep, that's what I thought. Who are all in gray. Graceful and feminine. Yeah, that's the word I was trying to think of. Feminine the other day. Man, this is crazy, man. This is so artistic, man. So deep. Like everything means something. You know what I'm saying?
They've been setting up
fruit roll up.
Amazing first red scene and the crane. JD is going to be taking some official portraits. Farron put me in this wonderful androgynous outfit for first moment. I'm a little nervous because now it's time to perform, so I got to really focus on that. I wanted to portray the sense of innocence, like the sense that we all are born with an innate feeling of play and exploration and curiosity. The opening shot was the first shot I thought of for this entire project. It was that image of me and my family, and then zooming back and then seeing that we're not in a room, but we're in a wide open set space, like establishing a wall that we all live in our little bubbles. And it's all about this idea of who you feel like you are within a structured group. I grew up in a culture, or multiple cultures, where being the man and being masculine and being hard and being violent, that wasn't just, you know, centered on the men I knew. It was centered on everyone abiding by this idea that they were the sort of central force and everything sort of had to abide by their rules. My father suffered under this idea that he had to be a certain way, that he had to be cold, that he had to be hard. And when he was able to break free from that, everything changed for us. This whole opening and this notion of what a nuclear family is and who you play as a female or male, even as you're a child, because I'm essentially a sort of unformed, non-gendered child in the opening. That's kind of what I'm representing. That is the core of what I feel starts making people feel that inner hatred or feel that turmoil. And it's so much more difficult for even me to have come out in a more seamless way. And so that's why I have him as a character with his siblings, like watching the mother and watching the father and impersonating them.
It makes sense.
You can kind of almost be like you're a pageant queen, and you're just like, ha 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 ha. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're just like, ha, and then let that full-on scream come out. And at the end, when he decides to, try acting like his mom for a second and getting beat down by his dad, that's supposed to be the sobering moment, the big change of you realizing this child, this human, is being immediately told that he can't be a certain way.
Right. Oh, we got to add. Oh, wasn't ready for that. The orange scene. Nurture. This is crazy. School, church, and work. Yeah. Gray turns to black. Other turns to white. Half the cast in black. Praise Eugene. Other has to discuss. I would have read that out loud, but I got a insecurity about my reading skills. Not that I can't read, but you know what I'm saying. I was never the guy who read in class. I don't like. I'm not. That's not me.
I think it's shitty that anyone has to ever condition themselves. That whole orange scene is kind of about that. This idea of being individual or different or weird is bad, and that you have to change it.
Growing up, did you know other kids that were out?
Only the people who can hide being out. They had a terrible time. I chose not to be out because I was afraid of being ostracized. Seeing how others were treated because they were different, if I could avoid that at all costs. I was already so depressed all the time that this idea that everyone would just then come and put a stamp on my biggest fear, that I was for sure wrong and bad and less than, broken somehow because of who I was, because it would have driven me off the edge, and I just did everything I could to avoid it. So that's why I was never out really until I went to college and left the community I was in.
That's crazy. I can't imagine having that type of pressure where you can't even really be yourself, you know what I'm saying? Just because of, social norms, or I guess, I don't know. Yellow scene, love. Oh. Dances with a girl, dances with a boy. That makes sense. I did not catch the whole color thing, man. That's so blatant. I can't believe I didn't catch it.
So the yellow scene is this moment where it represents sort of like first loves. This character called the girl, she sort of represents the true ally of the community. Many of the people I was closest with when I was first coming out and realizing who I was were trusted female confidants. All my best friends in high school were girls. She's the first person you really notice changing from a grayer outfit to a blacker outfit, which is representative of those supportive of my journey. I really wanted to sort of honor that with this idea of someone who was next to me as I was coming out when I was young. And then the boy, of course, is representative of not only the first romantic love, but the first sexual love. It really is the realization in this scene that I might not be attracted to who I was told I should be attracted to. That's what he represents. So I'm trying to give it this feeling of two different duets, two different pas de deux that morph into this three-way piece, and with her kind of giving her blessing at the end to say that it's okay to be who I am and to go off with the boy. And that immediately then cuts into the pride scene in the green where we're all about community. I choreographed this idea that the expansiveness of the space would allow for really fast, long traveling, and we had to condense certain moves to make sure that we all could stay within frame, particularly the shot of us running past the windows. The original choreography was twice the length, but it's okay, that's part of what you do. You gotta think on the fly and then readjust.
It's true, it's true. Nothing goes to plan, yo. Always gotta be ready to troubleshoot. The green scene, community. I can't believe I did not catch the color theme. I'm so glad y'all commented that in the other video, the people that did, man, and explained it, man. I did not catch that. And it's so blatant. How did I not catch that? I don't know. It's tough, man. Rest in peace to those people in Orlando, man. I think it's called the Pulse Club, man. It's terrible, man.
I have this amazing original custom piece by Oscar back there. He rush order made through Farron 2 pieces for this and the purple look, because you got to get custom if you're going to be dressed in a man body. This whole scene is supposed to represent pride and a safe place for the community, so I'm excited, and this is one of my favorite types of looks to do. I bought this wig for Mayhem's birthday when she asked me to do drag for her. Yeah. I wanted to be your mom for that night. Thank you. Do you like my slutty trash can squatting? Also, do you see, because I forgot my pads and my tights, I'm doing boy bottoms. Hairy legs and full untug. I mean, right? It's a choice. Yeah, that's right. And we're covering up my bruises because I have about 50 bruises from the blue scene.
He's been really fortunate in having some like really, really great people in his life. That's really been helpful for his personal growth.
How do you walk in those? I don't know.
I think maybe one of the reasons why he's doing this video is for him to be able to communicate to us, his friends, and to his audience now. Although now he's living in West Hollywood and he has like a beautiful drag family and heavily like vocal and supportive of the LGBTQ community. It was a difficult journey for him to get here and to get to this place of self-acceptance and self-love.
I see these kids come up to me, and it's been happening steadily more and more over the past 5 years. Even recently, I had 2 kids on separate occasions come up to me and tell me, because they watched me in particular, however much I've even given, it gave them enough confidence to come out to their parents. And I only imagined how much more helpful I can be for the community if I could be more than that, if I can give more of myself, and I haven't been giving all of myself.
Ever since we've met, I think our first conversations were always about how he wanted to help the communities that he's a part of.
If I'm going to be someone that's worth a kid coming out to their parents for, then I don't think I can be someone who's lying to themselves or to other people, and I don't think I can personally take the withholding anymore.
It's crazy when you got that, when you got a platform and you can reach so many people, and the people who are like not in your category but like have the same, go through the same things as you, or they can see themselves in you, you know what I'm saying? You really have like a voice for them, and it's crazy. Like you can strengthen them or you can weaken them, like, you know what I'm saying? You got to be careful how you do things out here, you know what I'm saying? You never know who's watching, you know what I'm saying? This is the blue scene. Hate, man, why the blue scene gotta be hate? I love the color blue. Let me skim through this really quick because my reading is duty. That was my alarm for to get up to go to work. I'm doing this before I go to work. Oof. His mother and brother dressed in black. So his mother and his brother supporting him, but his father and sister transformed to white, pushing back down again. Whoa. I thought the brother and the father. Oh, shoot.
Huge left turn when we go to the blue scene. This is the darkest scene, so this is the scene that sort of represents hate.
We're running out of time. This is very typical for film shoots. It happens all the time. And I don't want to sacrifice the quality of the different shots I set up because I had 3 shots for this scene. So I'm creatively thinking that we can compile all of them into one single take for the blue scene. On the fly, I have to re-choreograph the shot with our cinematographer to make it work. And then 2, this is the most emotionally draining scene. I have to be present and real for an entire take that you can't cut away from. It's a performance challenge, but I think just due to time, this might be our best bet. Okay, let me show you where the music starts and ends.
What does the long pants mean? It means you can't stand up or something? Can't get a grip? I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4. You're still beating me. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Disperse. And I crawl, 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 crawling to my family's feet. The camera raises up. Family's fighting. They're fighting. And then they push me back down, and then from here, just on me, and then close up onto my face on the ground. That works really well. I'd say even up until last year, I was listening to that voice that said, I deserve to be shit on because I'm different. I'm just really tired of feeling that way all the time. Being older doesn't mean that it's been completely erased. That's why I've always been so hypersensitive to how much of myself I give away to people that I just meet, how much have I given myself away to viewers, and how much I still don't give away to people like my family or close friends.
I do wish sometimes he would reach out when he needs something, when he's not feeling okay, or when he's having a bad day or needs help figuring figuring out personal issue. To be honest, I can't actually recall in our 8-year friendship, if any, there are very few conversations like that. It feels like kind of a cop-out now that I'm saying this, but I feel like maybe myself and his other friends equated that as being normal because we see Eugene as super successful, 2 million followers, like busy. He's totally fine, like he's doing super well. That's only one aspect of his life. So I mean, I have to take responsibility as well for not like reaching out and asking.
Right.
When you get a wireless,
That's crazy, man. Like, we all got something we're going through, no matter success, status, whatever in life, man. It's hard to reach out. Like, I know even for myself, like when I'm going through something, man, I tend to just, I go inside myself. I don't reach out, man. But you gotta reach out. You gotta reach out. You gotta reach out. You gotta reach out. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta tell myself too that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough. No matter what you're going through, man, it's hard. It's hard. Trust me. It's hard. You know what I mean? Just gotta reach out, man. Just gotta reach out to somebody, man. The purple scene, pride. The queen person.
Be an example as someone who can live openly like that and does live openly like that it's okay and you can be safe and in your own time you can find your own way to express it.
Coming out is not always a solve for many people. It was a tip of the iceberg, a bit of information, and then a new journey in full-on education about what being gay is. This is not a closed-shut case for me after this. This video is just expressing an imprint of my experience, and in a way that's just a little more honest. I think that's like the most I could give right now, and I'm hoping that it feels like it's impactful enough. Truly, deeply, all the things I'm skirting in my personal life, I wish I could throw it out in the open.
It's like he literally gives every single piece of himself into his work. You see it too, how depleted he is after he does a project like this.
and over time, those walls have come down and he's become more vulnerable, more open, more comfortable being himself.
I'm really proud of him.
I'm really excited.
I'm so glad that he made this video, and I'm so glad that he put all of his efforts into the video. You know what I'm saying? Don't half-ass it. You know what I mean? That usually makes the project that much better, no matter what you do.
Life. I wish I could throw it out in the open.
It's like he literally gives every single piece of himself into his work. You see it too, how depleted he is.
And I appreciate that. Like, it probably is exhausting. Look how exhausted he looks. He had to do so much for this, and the video turned out great.
After he does a project like this.
And over time, those walls have come down and he's become more vulnerable, more open, more comfortable being himself.
I'm really proud of him.
I'm really excited.
We're all really excited.
Where do you hope to be with all this 10 years from now?
I mean, 10 years from now, I hope that none of this fear and shame that I feel is as present or as forward, 1,000% owning everything about me, and that none of that is conditioned by relationships or history or community or where I grew up. It's all just me existing. Even though I joke that I'm older than the typical person on YouTube, I'm still very young in a lot of ways. You know what the saddest thing is? Kathleen, don't get sad because this is really sad. I found this letter. You ever write letters when you were in middle school? Your teachers would make you write a letter to your future self. I found that like a few years ago, and the only thing I wrote to myself, "Are you finally happy?" Don't cry, Kathleen. I know it's, and I know it's really bad. And then I opened it, I'm sure, after I got in college, and I was like, oh, that's fucking sad. And then I found it again like 10 years later, and I read it, and I was like, you know, I don't think I am. Yeah, am I ever finally gonna be happy? Maybe the answer is that no one's ever finally happy.
It seems like
That's
that
dark.
sometimes.
It is, but like the video doesn't end happy. The video ends with a very distinct moment where people around me are completely divided in half, and then I'm getting barraged by both sides of love and hate. The world that I've experienced is not one where everyone, including myself, is just going to 100% embrace me with open arms. The world that I understand is always going to have this pool between two opposing forces. That sense of conflict is always going to combat within myself.
Are you happier now than when you wrote that?
Yes, I am happier now better than when I wrote that, yeah, for sure. To be even in this position where I'm in front of millions of people going to be saying these things, little me would not even be able to say that to a person who I was whispering to in my class. I think my younger self would be shocked at how generally open and how far I came. My younger self would think that I was happy. Young me would definitely think current me is in a good place, and I think that's good to remember.
That was a great video.
I'd like to thank everyone for being part of this project. It's a very deeply personal and a very different type of thing to film for not only viral video, but in general, it's a very large concept to grasp. But I hope that I can only tell my version of what I experienced growing up gay, realizing I was gay, and I hope that it touches other LGBT people, other allies. This is a very hard thing to film, but I'm so thankful for all of the crew and the cast for being such a huge part of making this something that I imagined over and over in my head into a reality. I can't thank you all enough. And yeah, I need a stiff drink. I'm serious. Does anyone have whiskey or vodka on them? Okay, cool. I love you all. Thank you so much. Let's get the crane and everything out of here. Yeah.
Is that it? Yo, that's the end of the video. I'm so glad that he did a not like a documentary, but this type of video to go along with the video. Because sometimes people will come out with a music video or some type of art form or expression, and you don't really get the background to it. You kind of just left out there to think on your own. I had the reaction to it, the reaction video I did to it, and I was trying to analyze and see what I could see in the video, because I could tell this video is going to be meaningful. A lot of videos are just videos, but sometimes you can tell when somebody puts very detailed artistic expression into it, and I just tried to comprehend as much as I could. Obviously, I wasn't going to comprehend everything because I'm not perfect, and I didn't come up with the concept, so I wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Like Eugene probably knows everything. You know what I'm saying? But that was a great video, man. I'm glad he did this video. Man, to all those people out there struggling, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be with, sexuality, sexual preference, race, religion, tradition, culture, just so many things that affect us that, you know what I'm saying, that really shouldn't have such a bad, hard toll on our life. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't affect you. You know what I mean? What am I doing right now? I'm looking for a background piece to talk to. But yeah, that's the end of this video, man. I don't want to make it too long. I already know it's really long. I want to say thank you to everybody that, watched the video and had positive reactions to it. You know what I'm saying? I know not everybody's gonna like every video you do, and not everybody's gonna agree with everything you say in a video, and that's life. You know what I'm saying? That's the internet for sure. But just know I had good intentions. I didn't mean to disrespect or make fun of anything, especially, you know what I'm saying, something that's very sensitive to people, you know what I'm saying, very personal. I'm gonna leave the link to the other video at the end. What I'm doing right here is, man, one day I just hope to have like be able to have like a meeting of the minds of different people who want to create, you know what I'm saying? Like, who just want to do more. I don't know. This scene I really like. It's not even a scene, it's like it's a video. I don't know. This is going on way too long, but make sure you hit subscribe button if you're new. Oh my god, I hope I turned that subscribe button off. Did I leave that subscribe button on? Anyways, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're new, man. Leave a comment, leave a like. If you leave a dislike, please tell me why you left a dislike. I like to know why you disliked the video, because either A, I can improve it, or B, you just disliked it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go get ready for work.